All right, guys, so we're continuing with our notes here. This is the third page of the fill in the blank notes. Okay, so we are continuing with understanding the quadrants. So next one is if an x coordinate is negative and a y coordinate is positive, then that point is in quadrant 2. So let's take a look. Negative x, so if I start from my 0, 0, going in the negative direction will be left, and then a positive y. Well, positive y is up. That makes sense. I'd be in this quadrant here too. Okay. If both coordinates are negative, then the point is in quadrant 3. So negative would be left on the x and down on the y. Yep. The coordinate would be in quadrant 3. And then finally, if the x coordinate is positive and the y coordinate is negative, then that point is in quadrant 4. So positive x, negative y puts us in quadrant 4. Just a good thing to know, kind of where your quadrant is going to be for your point, so that if you start graphing a point and it ends up in a spot where you know it shouldn't be, then you can check your work, fix your mistake, and you won't make any further mistakes, right? So if a point is on an axis, it is technically is not in a quadrant. So for example, if I had this point here, that would be like right on the x-axis. This is not in any quadrant. It's not in quadrant 1. It's not in quadrant 4. The lines, the axes, are not, they're their own space. Okay, they're not actually in a quadrant. Okay, so that's also good to note. So example, let's look at example. -2, -3. Let's take a look at what quadrant it's in. So -2, the first number always tells me x. So -2 tells me I got to go left 2. Okay, and then it says -3. So now I'm on my y. I got to go down 3, and my point is right here. Okay, and so that tells me my quadrant is quadrant 3. I knew that without even needing a graph, though, because both my x and my y are negative, right? So I come up here, okay, if both coordinates are negative, then the point is in quadrant 3. So I already knew that, okay, but it helps to also see it visually with the graph. Okay, so quadrant 3. Plotting points. So you always start when you're plotting a point at 0, 0, the origin. If you notice, when I started plotting this point, I started at 0, 0. Next, you're going to move either right if it's positive or left if it's negative to the x coordinate, meaning the first number tells you what your x coordinate is. If it's positive, you're going to the right from the origin. If it's negative, you're going to the left from the origin. So notice I started from the origin. My x coordinate was -2. That's negative. That means I'm going to the left 2. So that was my first step. Second step is from there, we move either up or down to the y coordinate. Up would be positive, down would be negative. So now, again, with my example problem of -2, -3, my y value is -3. So I'm here. Now I'm deciding, do I need to go up or down? Well, negative is down for the y values. So I'm going down 1, 2, 3, and there's my point. Okay. So make sure you have the rest of this sheet filled out, and then you guys are going to try plotting some points on your own. So I will see you in the next video.